When a boy goes missing, a teen vanishes, and a mother claims lights speak to her, the authorities enforce comfortable fictions. Will is just lost in the woods. Barb is a runaway. Joyce is simply a grieving mother losing her grip on reality. These official answers create a total vacuum of actual information. By denying the bizarre evidence piling up around town, the police leave the people closest to the victims entirely on their own to figure out what actually happened. This map of Hawkins shows how the search splinters into 3 distinct nodes. Chief Hopper, the teenagers, and the younger boys are all investigating the exact same mystery, but they are completely cut off from one another. The narrative crosscuts between these tracks as each group unearths distinct evidence, from faked security tapes to anomalous photographs, all while unwittingly racing toward the same physical location. To make any progress, every one of these characters has to step outside the boundaries of polite, rational society and follow evidence that seems entirely impossible. Chief Hopper initially treats this like a standard missing persons case, which brings him to the front gates of the Hawkins National Laboratory. The facility hides behind the Department of Energy and local rumors of space lasers. They lean entirely on Cold War paranoia to deflect local police inquiries. But Hopper pushes past the stonewalling. He demands to review their security surveillance footage from the night Will disappeared. The lab director complies, confident the video proves nothing. However, Hopper spots a tiny detail in the tape. It's perfectly dry outside. The night Will vanished was caught in a massive rainstorm. The footage is a fake. Realizing the lab is lying, Hopper heads to the public library. He digs through decades-old newspaper archives, hunting for anything on the lab's lead scientist, Dr. Martin Brenner. He finds a lawsuit from a woman named Terry Ives. She claimed Brenner ran CIA-sanctioned mind control experiments using LSD. This directly matches a piece of a hospital gown Hopper's team found near the woods. Hopper's methodical, analog investigation reveals a state-sanctioned operation that is actively burying the truth of what happened in the woods. Across town, Nancy and Jonathan are conducting their own search. They aren't detectives. They are driven by guilt over their missing siblings and the daily friction of high school social dynamics. That friction peaks when the popular kids mock the disappearances. They corner Jonathan and maliciously smash his camera, tearing up the photos he took the night Barb vanished. Nancy pieces the shredded photo of Barb back together. Tucked away in the upper corner of the frame is a massive, shadowy figure standing by the pool. They bypass the government cover-up entirely by accident. The actual threat is lurking right in the margins of everyday teenage life. Joyce Byers completely rejects all the physical evidence the town offers. She barricades herself inside her home, stringing up Christmas lights in a desperate attempt to speak with her son. She paints the alphabet on the wallpaper, asking Will to blink the lights to spell out his location. The lights blink out an impossible message, right here. Will is standing in his own house, but entirely out of sight. At the exact same time, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas are running their own paranormal investigation. They ignore the adults entirely and place their trust in a telekinetic girl. 11 uses the boys' police radios to channel Will's voice, pointing to the Dungeons and Dragons board to insist he is hiding in plain sight. Joyce and the boys succeed in finding the truth precisely because they are willing to embrace the paranormal and throw out the rational world's rules. These 3 separate investigations inevitably collide at a single physical location. The tension peaks as the narrative cuts rapidly between them. Joyce watches a monster push through her living room wall at the exact moment Hopper and the boys arrive at the local quarry. State police are pulling a small body out of the water. Mike watches from the cliff edge, devastated, feeling entirely betrayed by Eleven's supernatural promise that Will was alive. Hopper stands by the ambulances, viewing the same scene. But thanks to his analog detective work, he knows the lab is lying. The corpse in the water has to be a government plant. And Joyce refuses to believe the news. Anchored by her absolute certainty that her son is speaking to her from another dimension, she knows a physical body in the lake is an impossibility. This convergence permanently closes the door on the normal world. The characters now understand that to save Will, they have to fight both a multi-dimensional monster and the sprawling human conspiracy protecting it.